Welcome back to the How to Be a Redhead podcast. Today we're talking about something almost every redhead experiences at some point, dealing with labels, stereotypes, and assumptions about our hair and identity.
And today is also November 5th, National Love Your Red Hair Day. We coined this day 10 years ago, and
Crazy.
it is such an exciting day for us. So, we're going to be weaving in discussions about National Love Your Red Hair Day today. It's a very, very special episode. We are airing this on November 5th, which is a Wednesday. So, we will not be coming to you normally on Friday. So, there will not be a new episode on November 7th. We're airing it special today for November 5th. But we are excited to talk about the topics today because they are interesting. From the classic, do all redheads look alike, to being told your hair is so pretty, but not you're pretty, over and over, to navigating dating as a redhead. There's a lot to unpack. We're pulling themes from Reddit conversations and sharing what the community has to say, along with our own thoughts, whether it's about friendship, dating, or just trying to be seen as an individual. This episode is for anyone tired of being reduced to a hair color, which I think is such a powerful sentence, being reduced to a hair color, because we're all more than that. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so the first conversation, the title is, Does anyone else get tired of hearing your hair is so pretty? The person goes on to share, but never hearing you are so pretty. My hair
Mm,
is ridiculously long and thick, and I'm always getting compliments on it, which is fine, but I rarely have anyone tell me that I'm pretty. I just feel
right.
like if a person can compliment my hair, they could also compliment my other looks. I don't know, just a thought I thought last night after getting a compliment on my hair.
Wow.
So, very
Wow.
interesting conversation.
Because it's different than saying,
You're pretty for a
pretty for a
redhead.
redhead. It's just your hair is pretty. And I understand it's like you are being reduced to just a hair color, like as if you went bald tomorrow, you're not going to be pretty. It's just your
Right,
hair that makes you pretty. That's so absurd.
right. So it can feel like it could feel like people are ignoring you as a person rather than, you know, sharing. You're just focusing on the compliments, like you're just getting compliments on your hair rather than
Yeah,
who you are as a person. So
right.
a lot of people in the comment section, many saying that they just want to be noticed for their personality or accomplishments, not just your hair.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you had other people, maybe you're listening and you're like, "Oh, I I wouldn't mind, a compliment's a compliment."
Mhm.
I think it kind of just depends, but the community seems to agree that sometimes the comments feel less like a label than praise.
Okay.
So that can be definitely hurtful to your self-esteem and your confidence if you just keep hearing that about your hair rather than who you are as a person. And I think, the beauty of Love Your Red Hair Day is, yes, we're saying love your red hair, on this day and
Mhm.
every single day. And the reason why we created this national day, but it's also loving who you are inside and out, loving all your features.
And having a day to celebrate that is different than kick a ginger day
And that's
or
the reason,
those bad
really,
that's
we
really the
wanted to
reason
create
why,
a
yeah, we were like, let's
positive day.
create a day that it's going to be really, really positive for redheads. And people do say, oh, it's Redhead Day or whatever, but it's National Love Your Red Hair Day. Make sure that today you're using the hashtag Love Your Red Hair Day. We love to reshare our posts today. It's a really big day too. If you're a brand ambassador, we'd love to have you a big part of this day. But it is really crazy to be told that you're pretty for a redhead and to be told that your hair is pretty. I mean, those are nice things, but people should just say in general that you are beautiful and you are pretty. So, yeah, you have to be focused on who you are as an individual and be confident in that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if someone, I've been told, "Oh my god, your hair's so pretty." I guess I never thought of, okay, instead of saying you're so pretty.
I honestly, when someone says your hair is so pretty, I take it as I'm so pretty. Like, I don't take it as an insult.
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah,
take it
as
like
I'm pretty.
I'm pretty.
But I
Yeah.
think everyone's just different with how
And if I think about how
uh
I compliment people, I usually compliment them on like, "Oh my god, your dress is so pretty," or like, "Oh my god, I love your lipstick." It's not that you don't really want to like go overboard and be like, "Well, you're a beautiful person, but I also love your lipstick." It's like sometimes people just say things because it's the first thing that comes to mind. So maybe like in that instance, I guess if this person has been hearing it over and over and over again,
It
but
can get exhausting. Yeah.
yeah, it can be.
Yeah. The next topic. So the title is Does This Happen to You? Quote, I've had multiple people throughout my life tell me they've seen my doppelganger. Friends, distant acquaintances, exes while I was dating them, family. They'll text DM me out of the blue saying, I swore I saw you today.
Oh
Or,
my
were
God, this
you
is
at X
classic.
place today? Some people have told me they actually walked up to go talk to me to talk to this person before they realized it is not me. One of my exes actually told me that they met my twin at the grocery store, then got her number and said this stranger and I should be friends. Pretty sure the only thing these strangers have in common with me is that they have red hair. It kind of bothers me because it makes me feel unspecial, as if I should look like every other redhead out there. Should I take it as it is? Should I just take it as these people were thinking of me? Does this happen to any other fellow redheads?
Wow, this is a good one. This is a really,
This is a
really good one.
topic, yeah, that, do Reddit people. So people were sharing that outsiders often lump redheads together visually, but ignoring the huge variety that there's different skin tones, there's different hair shades, different hair textures, eye colors. I mean, just because you have red hair doesn't you don't look like that person. But many redheads were sharing that they get asked repeatedly if they're related to, or you look just like my cousin's best friend's sister. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and then
Like
you
one
see
of
a
those,
picture and you look absolutely nothing alike.
nothing other than the red hair.
Hair, and it's probably even a different shade of red hair too.
Right, right.
Like,
So
Steph, even you and I, everyone thinks we're twins,
we look
but
nothing
we
alike.
really don't. We look nothing
You think it's
alike.
the hair color.
I think it's the hair color. Yeah, I think it's the hair color because like we really don't look alike. But I think when we have no makeup on, our hair's up in a bun, and like we have like at first glance, it seems like we have the same coloring and the same hair, then people think we're twins. But I think I don't remember, but when you did go blonde for those 7 years in high school and stuff,
Maybe people didn't think we looked alike.
maybe people didn't think we looked alike.
Right, because remember we went backpacking and I was kind of back to my red. No, I wasn't back to my red hair.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't, and we got stopped a lot if we're twins.
Did we? I
Yeah,
don't remember that.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe it's not the red hair then. But I
I don't
just
know, but yes, I feel like people also think like if there's another redhead that you're automatically like related to them, like how this person like you
yeah.
guys must be cousins or
Or
must be
you must know
sisters.
them.
Must know them,
You must
right?
know them.
But
Like
we're just redheads.
we must know all of the redheads. No, I do feel like what's cool about being a redhead, and I've noticed it even as I travel, is it's so true that like when you see another redhead on the street, there's
Secret
a
club.
thing.
There's a
There's like a secret
glance.
club.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think maybe people think that like we all know each other, but like we don't, and we all don't look alike. And I just find it really funny. I actually remember the story of this girl. It was like a sad story about like she ended up passing away, but this girl was sharing a story on this news channel I was watching. It was a very captivating story. She did a lot in her life, and she made a comment like as an Asian woman that all Americans look alike.
Mm,
She's like, all Americans just look alike. And then it made me think about how people say that redheads all look alike. And I'm like, I think it's just like the general first impression of like, if someone's kind of the same skin tone and kind of the same hair color, then you guys are like the same, without
yeah,
looking really deep into people's like eye shape or lips or, noses or face. I mean, there's so many things that make you so different than others. There's so many things that make you and I
yeah.
so different.
Yeah.
So, I just find it really, really interesting about
It
how
is.
people just
I just
generalize all redheads into
They do.
being,
They just
yeah.
see the hair color and then automatically they're
You
like,
look like Emma Stone, or you look like Jessica Chastain, or you look like Julianne Moore, which is such a compliment, but
but
like we
you're like,
really don't.
I don't. I think it's, yeah, right. I think a lot of maybe men feel that way, redhead men, like being compared to Ed Sheeran when you look nothing like Ed Sheeran, right?
Can I tell you the two celebrities that do look really alike though? Two redhead celebrities who look really a lot alike.
Isla Fisher and Amy Adams.
Okay. Them, I wasn't even thinking about them. But Bryce Dallas Howard
That's what I was gonna
and
say, and Jessica
Jessica
Chastain.
Chastain, they really do look alike. Like,
They
it's
have
really not even their hair color. If they both just wore a wig, they would still look alike.
yeah, yeah,
They
I
have like the
agree.
same like facial like
This
bone structure.
yeah,
And they're both obviously so
they're
stunning.
not related.
But they're not related and everyone thinks they're the same. But Isla Fisher and Amy Adams, like I do understand that as well. Like they
We did
kind
an
of have
article one time about that, I remember.
yeah, like they're kind of similar. Not as much as Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard though.
I've never been told I look like a redhead celebrity.
Oh my God, I've been told all of the redhead celebrities. I used to be told I looked like Lindsay Lohan in high school, which I was like, she was like my, like everyone wanted to look like
Oh,
Lindsay
Parent
Lohan.
Trap and oh
Yeah.
my God, Freaky
Oh my God,
Friday,
I
you're like,
dyed my
"Yeah."
eyebrows and my eyelashes brown because she's one of those unique redheads who has like the brown eyebrows and brown
Yeah.
eyelashes. So I dyed mine. Remember, Steph, we used to go to that place in East Providence and lay back and get our eyeballs would be stinging and they would dye our eyelashes.
They would die and it felt like soap was in your eyes for 15 minutes.
And we ended up learning that other states, they banned it because of blindness.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
We would just go and like get our eyes would be stinging just to
I
get
don't
rid of
even
the
think
blonde
maybe they
eyelashes.
were supposed to do that at that
It was
salon.
definitely against the law.
I think it was illegal.
And we would just go
She would
there.
have that sponge. She would put that sponge on it and tell us not to move. There were times, you know me, I would want to open my eyes to make sure I didn't go blind. So I'd open them a little bit
I'm
and
like
then
so confident I'm not.
yeah, I would open them a little bit and be like, "Whew, okay, I can see."
But I just remember like the next day, like going into school and I like rocked it. I had like dark, almost black eyebrows and eyelashes as if that's how I was supposed to look.
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh my God, I'm like Lindsay Lohan, like that's what Lindsay Lohan does. But even though Lindsay Lohan, I think she has brown eyes, but I have like
Yeah.
light green eyes. So like it looks so much better with like obviously what I do now with finely have brows and everything, and finally
Remember
have lashes.
remember Uncle Johnny would think that I looked like Meg Ryan, who was
I
not a
know.
redhead?
I think it was just because at that stage you were dyeing your hair blonde. So
Yeah,
maybe he just wanted to
maybe.
compare you. That's what people do. They just compare you to another blonde
I
who
think
looks
he just had
nothing
a
like you.
fascination with her,
Yeah.
and I don't know, but I've never been told I look like a celebrity. But I
Watch,
get
now you will. Now you will. You're going to get someone.
yeah, someone, but it's so interesting because when you see, like, maybe a couple brunettes, no one assumes that you guys are
Yeah.
related. I don't know. Maybe.
It's because the hair color is so unique and you're constantly getting compared to other redheads. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just such a thing to be like, you
constant.
look like blah, 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 blah. Like Josh always gets, my husband's a redhead and I know what the next conversation is going to be about dating redheads. So I'll get ahead of it.
I
Um,
know.
but hold on, the redhead tennis player, male, he
Oh, he's
always
number
gets
1 in the
this.
world?
He gets two different
The
people.
Italian?
No, I don't think it's a new guy.
The
Okay,
new
maybe
guy,
I
you
don't
mean?
know who this is. Maybe I don't know who this is. I don't know who it is. But you know who else he gets compared to? The 90210 guy.
Wait, are you talking about Yannick Sinner? He looks like Yannick Sinner, the Italian?
No, he's never got that. He doesn't look like
Okay.
him anyway. But another guy, another athlete. I don't know who it is. I thought it was a tennis player. It could be a football player. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But then he also does, I think he actually really does look like the 90210 guy, but he's not a redhead.
He's not a redhead?
Hold on. The guy who he gets compared to, he really isn't a
I'm
redhead. Ian Zierig?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
Talk about a throwback show.
I know. I used to love
Who
90210.
what's his name?
Ian, IAN, and then Ziering.
Oh my
Ziering.
god.
They
They
really do.
kinda do
They
look
do really
alike.
look alike. So our
Wait,
cousin
he's not
Steve,
a redhead?
I don't think so. But
Oh,
don't
I
you think
guess he's
him and Josh look
not.
alike? But anyway, this is so funny. But
They
Stacy was at
do.
a cosplay and met him and sent the picture to Josh and was like, "You look just like him." So I was like, he actually really does look a lot like him. There's something about him.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I'm on his
but
Instagram right
but
now,
he's not a redhead unless he dyes his hair blonde, because he does dye his hair. Like, maybe it's, I wonder if he is a natural redhead.
and he dyes it blonde. I mean, his you know what they
Is he
say,
a
if you have
natural
half
redhead?
the MC1R gene, then you can grow a red beard. He has a red mustache.
I feel like it says he's not a natural
We're gonna have
redhead.
to reach out to
He's
him.
a
We don't
natural
even
blonde.
really.
That's what it says. Stephanie's
We're
so
gonna have to
disappointed.
message him on Instagram and be like, "Hi, do you
We look.
identify?
My husband looks just like you.
Do you identify as a redhead?"
Actually, on Reddit, someone did say, this, I don't know who it is, red hair male actor on 90210. So maybe people think he's a redhead, but he's really not.
Yeah, we have to reach out to him and ask.
Yeah. But I do feel like it is such a thing to be compared to other redheads. And I know that my
Yeah,
husband is always being compared to Prince Harry. That's such a thing, to be compared
yeah,
to Prince Harry, or to be compared to Ed Sheeran, or really any other redhead. Like, I feel like men
and
are going to
both
get
are
that.
awesome. So
Yeah.
I would want to be compared to them.
Yeah. I really think so too. And they've really like helped redhead men with like that confidence of being like
Yes,
hot, like not every redhead. And Thomas Knights talked to us about that too, about how they really did help men.
yeah, they did. They did. Okay, so this leads us into our third and final
Okay.
topic of this
Okay.
episode. It's titled Stigma Around Redheads Dating Other Redheads. This person shared, quote, curious in general opinions slash observations around redheads dating one another. I've heard from a few different people in my personal life that it seems weird to girls and some guys as well. In terms of it feeling like incest or not enjoying potential comments about being seen as siblings in a relationship. For me personally, I've always wanted to date another redhead, but it appears there's almost an unwritten rule around it being taboo. General
Mm,
discussion about this would be appreciated, and or if someone has any insight to this topic, feel free to share.
mm.
And
And what
you
did the
know,
comments say?
so some people assume dating another redhead is too much red. They said,
Okay.
or
Okay.
it makes them feel uncomfortable and it's unusual.
Okay.
Others love the shared identity and experiences. So I think I think that I think you'll get some who are like, "No, I don't wanna date a redhead, absolutely not." And then some are like, "Yes, I think it's an awesome, beautiful thing, I don't care at all." So I think you read both positive and negative experiences, plus encouragement that personal connection matters more than stereotypes. So I love that. I think it makes if you connect with someone and they have red hair and you
Mm-hmm.
have red hair
Mm-hmm.
and they're your soulmate, you love them, they have X amount of qualities that you want in a companion. Yeah, go for it. Don't well, Adrian, Josh is a redhead.
I know. I do have to say that before I met Josh, I was like, I would never date a redhead.
Yeah, you've shared that before.
Like, I would never date a redhead because it's such a big part of my identity. I have a big personality and my hair is very vibrant. And I was just like, why would I ever date a guy who has red hair? Like, why would I ever do that? And then when I met Josh, he, we obviously had a connection, but like, he's not your stereotypical, like in my head, I think a lot of people do this. Like, I was picturing dating someone with like my hair color.
Okay. Yeah,
And then
I
when I
don't
met
think
Josh, he's like so like strawberry, right? But like he always says that he was like vibrantly red at the worst time in his life, he says, from like 8th grade through like
yeah.
freshman year of college. That's when his most vibrant was. And so when I first met him, he was like, I'm a redhead too. And I was like, oh. And it was just like not really like, I wouldn't say that it just like, I just thought to myself, oh, like, okay. And obviously, like, we've been married now like 13 years, right? And it's been wonderful. But I just wanted, sometimes I think as much as I forget that I'm a redhead, like I forget that he is too. And
Forget that he has red.
I forget all the time until someone will say to him, like, oh, you're a redhead.
Has anyone
Actually,
thought that you ever were siblings?
we have got that. And you know what? Talk about what to say. Every single time I've heard it like maybe 5 times in our marriage. I always say, I hate when people say that to them. Like, so if a person's saying to me, "You guys look," I go, "I hate when people say that." And I don't care where I am or what. I just find it to be so
And
rude.
yeah, it
It's
is
so
rude.
rude to say that because like we're obviously married. Like you can even tell by the way we banter and like the way we talk to each other that we're married, right? And then for someone to like say that really, I hate that so
Well, you
much when
guys look
someone says,
absolutely nothing alike other
right.
than to our topic of redheads looking alike. You guys look nothing alike.
I know, and I actually I joke with Josh all the time because when we did ancestry, we have completely different genetics. And so I joked with him. I was like, "Well, thank God we're not related." So, I was really happy to see that. No, but I'm just joking because like we're just so compatible and he's just my everything. And then I don't care if he has purple hair. I don't care what nationality he was. I
Yeah.
don't care about anything. Like he is who he is and he's a wonderful person. And so like that's what I am married to. I'm married to the wonderful person. I'm not married to the hair color.
Because he might
And
go, I mean, his
he's
hair might
definitely going to go
fade.
white. His whole Oh, you haven't
He
seen
might
him?
go
Oh no, you just saw
bald.
him. You just saw him in Italy. But have you seen how white he's getting?
It wasn't really white.
He's getting like half of his beard is like white.
Brian's getting like some whites.
I
And
love
then,
it. I think it's
yeah.
so
And
nice.
then who knows? Your spouse might go bald. I mean, I think you just, yeah, if you
Yeah,
love,
I do joke with him and say I can't wait for him to go white. I do. I'm like,
because
thank God. Like, when are you gonna go white? So
so
that
then no one thinks that you guys are
and I
related.
look like your daughter. So like,
That's a
everyone
funny,
says that I look so much younger than him, and I'm only a year younger.
I know. Weren't you on a trip and someone thought that you were his daughter?
Someone gave him a high five and was like, "Wow, is that your girlfriend?" And then another time on the same trip, someone said, "Are you traveling with your daughter?" Because I like when I'm in the airport, I have like a backpack on and I had my hair up in a high ponytail and I looked like really young and I had like a
Yeah.
sweater on with no makeup. And yeah, so I always joke with him about that. But to anyone who is like second guessing, like I can't imagine ever passing up on our relationship. I think about this actually. I can't imagine ever passing up our relationship because he had
Mm-hmm.
red hair.
No, I think you have to, for everyone listening, authentic connection always wins. You know, if you're
Yeah.
connected to someone, you love someone, no matter what color hair they have.
And now you can check Josh out on TikTok Live on the weekends with me. We do TikTok lives together now because I'm like, "Oh, you're a redhead. Come over here. Let's do this.
He's
Let's do
actually
this."
perfect for it.
He's so perfect and he loves it. And he really loves
Has
finally
anyone ever
glossy.
left comments about asking if you guys are married?
They can tell right away because of the way that we talk. So they're like, "You two must be married." But they're like, "Who's the hunk in purple?" Because he's so like shy, you know. So then he's like, "That's so nice. Thanks." But yeah, check us out on TikTok lives on the weekends.
Yeah, give a shout out to Josh. Yeah, so we wanted to make this episode all about for National Love Your Red Hair Day, emphasize individuality, community, embracing identity beyond your hair color. But
Yeah.
you know, here at How to Be a Redhead, like we mentioned earlier, we started How to Be National Love Your Red Hair Day to spread a day of empowerment and confidence because there's Kick a Ginger Day is, I believe, in January. We always felt we never liked that day growing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
When it started, it just isn't something that made us feel good.
And I just
So
want
we
to
wanted to create an opposite day of just self love.
And it's also so special to me because I remember we had done a 5-city tour in 2015. We went to Austin, we went to Nashville, we went to Chicago, Seattle, and New York City, which was insane. We did
Insane.
5 of these major events throughout the United States. And we wanted to really make a splash for our last event, which was in New York on November 5th. And it turned, and that, Steph, did we have it on a Friday or Saturday? It must have been a Saturday.
It was Saturday.
And so we decided to back then, like 10 years ago, it was like really hot to like do a national day. So we contacted the national day and like did the whole like thing with like the actual paperwork and we got this whole like certificate. And so it's a national day now for National Love Your Red Hair Day, which is really cool. But I love how much we have grown in the last 10 years. Like I love to look back and be like, at that event, we had all different sponsors because we didn't have our own makeup line.
Yeah,
We
true.
were just a really, really different brand. We were really just more lifestyle. We didn't have our own products. We hadn't
Mm-hmm.
been on Shark Tank. We hadn't, you
Crazy.
know, sold like hundreds of thousands of products like we already have. And I mean, now when I look at our warehouse and I see our great team and I see how much we've grown, it's like such an amazing feeling to know that like yes, we've celebrated National Love Your Red Hair Day for 10 years, but I'm really, really proud of how far the brand has come. And just like even the podcast, I'm just so proud of where it's all come. And I just love it so much. So I'm just really, really proud of us. So I want to say that too.
Same.
And I know this day is all about love and loving your red hair, but I really love what we do.
Yeah, love all around. Same.
Love,
So
love, love, love. So
love, love, love.
go
Want to
ahead.
help us spread the news about the How to Be a Redhead brand in this podcast? Please give us a 5-star review and tell your friends, redheads and everyone else, to subscribe. You can listen to this podcast directly on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. And don't forget to look at the podcast notes to find links and so much more. Rocket and happy National Love Your
Rocket.
Red Hair Day.
Happy National Love Your Red Hair Day, Redheads.
Happy National Love Your Red Hair Day. Redheads everywhere. Celebrate with us. Tag your photos and videos using hashtag Love Your Red Hair Day.
We're going to be sharing videos all day long, so we can't wait to see your content. But we created this day 10 years ago. You might know us. I'm Adrienne. This is my sister, Stephanie. We were seen on ABC Shark Tank for our amazing brand, How to Be a Redhead. And we love this day so much. So make sure that you head to our shop.howtobearedhead. We have some great sales going on. And this is just such a great day. We're so excited. Celebrate who you are. Love who
Yes.
you are. Rocket. Happy
Rocket.
National Love Your Red Hair Day, Redheads.